Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And I don't know what the hell is going on here. It's like 1995 all over again, but the New York Times is taking a dump on gamers again. Now they're taking a dump on kids playing games because it's going to rot their brain and make them worship Satan.
No, they should instead be on social media where they can,
get deprogrammed.
That's right.
Get deprogrammed by the citizen detectives.
That's right. So Josh sent this over to us.
Yeah, thank you, Josh. Probably the dumbest thing I've ever read. Kotaku called out the New York Times. So everybody's turning on the New York Times. The New York Times, which I gotta tell you, has put out articles like this, from Fortinite to alt-right.
Yes.
Talk about the moral panic. It's like 1990s all over again. Like, oh my God, video games are gonna make the kids the devils.
And ironically, they're doing another Mortal Kombat movie.
Ironically, they
yes.
are. Rated R though, so the kids can stay out. But the New York Times is worried kids are playing video games too much during the pandemic, because what the hell else are they gonna do? But it's so funny that they picked this photo.
Well, you know what's even more funny as a teacher is that a lot of times they do these to teach kids and to get them to be more engaged. They make games for education stuff, like video games that are math or video games that are something else, but they're using video games. But I thought video games are toxic. You're not allowed to play video games.
They were actually,
how dare they?
They were actually using Dance Dance Revolution in gym classes.
They were, because kids were liking it and they were doing the gym classes and stuff. So bullshit, it's all bad.
But this photo jumped out at me because I think this was intentional from Kotaku, or was this a New York Times?
I don't know, because it's like from the the
90s. Yeah. Like here we have PlayStation 1, the kids playing an old TV, because this opinion is from the 1990s. It's ridiculous. So we're going to talk about that. Before we get into it, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We're over 171,000 subs. Thank you for the support. We do talk about video games here and there when it interests us. Being parents ourselves, we're kind of watching this like, what the hell, having grown up around the moral panic around video games. Mm-hmm. And I remember Night Trap and all the drama about that. And I remember when the rating system was instituted. And I sure as hell remember Mortal Kombat. Now we have a Mortal Kombat machine sitting in the freaking studio.
Oh my gosh, you do, right behind us. I didn't even think about that.
And Squid King is playing it. And he's like, parents were outraged. He's like, this is so fake. Like the old Mortal Kombat. I mean, the new ones, yeah, they're pretty graphic. But the old ones were just laughably bad, laughably fake. And they're like, oh my God, that cartoonish blood is going to make the kids are going to go rip each other's spines out.
That's right, because it just happens all the time.
That just happens. So anyway, yeah, coming from Kotaku, they're giving their hot take, and I actually agree with it.
Now, you did throw somebody over a table in high school, but it had nothing to do with video games.
No, he was just a dick.
Right. So did video games influence your decision to do that in any way, shape, or form?
No, I think maybe the WWF did. So we should ban that. No, this kid was being, side story. This kid was being a dick to my friend, and
who listens from time to time.
Who does listen? So hey there, friend. You know who you are. I don't want to out him, but he was being a total dick to my friend, and we were waiting for the bus after school, and it was in the cafeteria, and I got pissed at this kid. I picked him up by his throat and tossed him over a table, and that was the last time he picked on my friend. Mm-hmm. And that was the last time anybody picked on me for a long time, because they're like, oh my God, it's the gamer rage.
So when you joke about me, how mad I get, and you're like, are you okay, Kneon?
I got into I got into a lot of fights when I was a kid. It had nothing to do with video games. That's how we sorted our problems out back then. You got in a fist fight. After school, and you got over it, and everybody moved on.
Not that that's okay either.
Not that that's okay, but
anyway, to the point.
Anyway,
I'm just saying that video games had no bearing on you.
No, it didn't. The kid was a dick. He had it coming. So anyway, the New York Times is worried kids are playing video games too much during the pandemic, and they're also playing the Dungeons and Dragons with the racist dorks. Yesterday, the New York Times, back in my day, it was just satanic. Now it's racist.
Yeah, I know.
Back then,
Satanic's fine.
Satanic's fine. The New York Times ran a story that focused on how kids are spending too much time playing video games and using their phones during the COVID-19 pandemic. I do agree with the phones.
Okay, the phones, yeah. Except in our kids' case, they're usually talking to people on things like Amino or something.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. We might have to limit the screen time.
We're going to.
Today, that story was on the front page of the paper. Front page news.
Oh my God, it must have been a slow news day.
This seems strange considering how the world is falling apart and democracy is dying. But yeah, sure, let's consider that kids might be playing too much Roblox. I agree with you, Kotaku. We've got a lot of shit going on in the world. I don't always agree with Kotaku, but in this case, like, this is the most important thing.
Mm-hmm.
The article, which ran on January 16th, again, you can see this for yourself. We'll bring up some quotes here. Quoted some experts and presented a lot of scary numbers about screen time. It also glossed over the fact that video games and the internet have helped many people.
Yes, it has.
Yep, kids and adults stay connected and sane during this terrible time. So again, they're talking about kids being disconnected from one another and, you know, playing games together as a community. It brings them together. I know our daughter's playing with her friends all the time on Roblox. You know, Roblox is the devil. Next thing you know, she's going to move on to Fortinite.
Right.
And then she's going to become an alt-right Yahtzee, according to the New York Times.
Well, since she's our daughter, even though neither one of us are Republican, they priority say she is.
What are you going to do when you're married and stressed? Tell your wife that you need to play Xbox?
Yeah, some people do, and that's fine.
This is a quote included in the story from the mother, as the son explains that after their dog died on New Year's Eve,
horrible.
He used games to take his mind off the sadness.
Well, that just makes sense. But I want to take a side here and say, I am so sorry that their doggy died on New Year's Eve. That's absolutely terrible. And I don't blame him for wanting to play a game to take his mind off the sadness.
I don't think her marriage is very good.
How many people, you see in movies or just in general reality, like, you're upset. Because this is something I would do. If I'm upset and, like, I'm really upset, I'm really stressed, or I'm really, just sad or something like that, what I would do is I would just walk or run or do exercise or something like that and just do it and keep doing that. And sometimes further than I should have pushed myself, just so I didn't have to think about things or because I was upset. How is this any different?
Yeah.
It is no different. That's just the way he's coping.
Yeah, you want to take your mind off of things. And this is why we do what we do. This is why we call out some of the bullshit going on. Because people, sometimes they just want to escape. The real world, I agree with Kotaku. Regardless of what your politics are, right now the world frickin' sucks. It does. And people want to turn to entertainment as a distraction, and they don't want to be hit upside the head with all the problems going on. They want to get away from it. And, studios and publishers and Twitter and a lot of the media outlets, they just want to constantly remind you how awful things are out there. And it's not good. People are breaking. They're cracking. They really are. Let them have a fucking video game.
Right. Sometimes you want to go where nobody knows your name and everybody's treated all the same. That's not Twitter.
That's not Xbox Live either. But
no.
Anyway, so the article literally opens with a quote from a dad about how he feels like he failed his son. Yes, I'm gonna pull that up because I was appalled. I've been playing games with Squid King since he was like 3 years old, and I've encouraged him to play games.
That's what we meant, right?
Yeah, right.
I used to play games with him too.
The day after New Year's, John Reichert of Boulder, Colorado, had a heated argument with his son James. "I failed you as a father," he told the boy. During the long months of lockdown and shuttered schools, Mr. Reichert, like many parents, overlooked the vastly increasing time that his son was spending on the video games and the social media. Now James, who used to focus his free times on mountain bikes and playing basketball, devotes nearly all his time, 40 hours a week, to Xbox and his phone.
Okay, well, I do agree he should be doing more things besides Xbox and his phone, but come on.
But we're also in lockdown.
Right, what are you supposed to do?
You can't just go...
You can't go, hey, my friends, let's all play basketball.
Let's go play, because I used to play baseball with my friends. I mean, we're going back in time again. But yeah, I'd go hang out with my friends. My parents, my grandparents didn't know where I was. We didn't have cell phones, but that's what we did because we only had 13 channels on the TV and I had a Nintendo. And after a while, you get bored, so you go outside and you go ride a bike.
Or you go to a concert. Oh, wait. Or you can go to the movie. Oh.
Nope.
No. Maybe you can go out to the restaurant. Depends where you're at. So.
Colorado. I don't think they're going to too many restaurants. During their argument, he pleaded with his father not to restrict access, calling his phone his whole life.
It might feel that way at this point.
I know
we're gonna get in a battle when we restrict access for one of our kids, and
you can't leave the house. What else are you gonna do? That was a tipping point. His whole life, said Mr. Reichert, a technical administrator at the local sheriff's office.
I mean, okay, from a parent standpoint, I get why they're concerned. I'm not belittling that because I do get that, that is a little concerning that's how they look at it. But the flip side is, because of what's going on in the world, because of everybody being locked down and different, reasons why kids can't go out like they used to, That might be the case. That's how they talk to their friends. That's how they interact with their kids. That's how, depending on what situation they're in and if they go to school or not or whatever.
I mean, I could turn it around and say, if this was going to happen, thank God it happened when we had access to technology like this, that we're not cut off from friends and family for months on end, not knowing what the hell is going on with them. I mean, if this happened 20 years ago, 30 years ago.
Farther back than 20, yeah.
You'd be writing letters maybe to people, but you'd be wondering constantly, is my grandmother okay? I haven't heard from her in 6 months.
Phone.
Well, you could do that too. You could do that too. But I mean, for the most part, a lot of people, probably would have lost touch with people, So I think, and you can see them. You can see them on FaceTime. You can see them on, and that was not something
it's
that
different
we could do.
now. It's better now than it would have been then. Yes.
Yeah. Plus, you can work at home. You couldn't really work at home effectively 30 years ago for most jobs. So it has been kind of, I would say, a good thing that this happened now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's never a good thing, but at least, we had technology to kind of do workarounds, right? But yeah, this isn't the first time we've seen larger and older outlets focus on only children playing games. NPR is worried that gaming is going to turn kids into Nazis.
Yes, we've been seeing this a lot.
So is the New York Times. So life is hard enough right now. Don't beat yourself up for taking care of yourself or letting your kids have fun with their friends.
Right, because people are in general are scared enough, whether it be because of the pandemic or because of the unrest or because of the weird shit we keep seeing on Twitter, and this whole idea that half the country's bad, whichever, depending on which side you ask. It's understandable people want to do something to take their mind off of it, be it read a book or play a game or go watch a movie, or something they want to laugh about. It's understandable. Go find a game you can play with your kids. There's a thought. You're worried your kids are playing games too much, and you're worried that you're not, they're invested too much in this. Why don't you take an initiative and go play games with your kid?
That is true. You could.
Like you do on Mondays and Thursdays on the Clownfish TV gaming channel.
Clownfish TV gaming. Yes, we have another channel set up just for gaming, and we just play games with the kids, and they seem to enjoy it. And oh my God, Pinky Boo plays Roblox. She must be alt right.
And she's one heck of a sniper, which is on Roblox. But I was saying that we should do a Jackbox game.
We should.
Because we did that once with the kids back when we had hardly any subscribers. But now people know who the kids are, and they're flipping hilarious. We should do a pre-recorded, video of us playing that, because you should see some of the stuff our kids come up with. It's funny as heck.
We should. And it's interesting they bring up this about the marriage, though, before we go.
Oh, yeah. That's when I was like, oh, for F's sake.
Well, okay, a couple things. Well, one, you buy me most of my games.
I do.
Because I don't buy myself a lot of games, but like Christmas, I got a freaking stack and a half of Switch games, which I love. But you bought me my Switch Lite.
That's right, which I end up using mostly, though.
Yeah, you bought me the PlayStation. PlayStations, you bought all the PlayStations.
I did. Your PlayStation 2. I earned the money from substitute teaching to buy it for you.
You did.
We even named our daughter after Kingdom Hearts.
Yes, we did.
So yeah, I do buy them for you all the time, and I don't care if you play them. You go and play stuff, and I used to watch you play them. Remember? When we didn't have things to do in the evenings when we were working, I'd watch you play games.
That's true. When you were pregnant
I was pregnant.
Squid King, I remember we played Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy X.
Well,
and,
means you played, I watched.
Yeah.
I was more support. I was like, go baby, go. Go baby, go.
Then I got too busy, and when Kingdom Hearts 2 came out, you played Kingdom Hearts 2.
Well, you started it, and then I finished it. But then when you would be at work, I'd play games with Squid King. Because he had the Wii, and sometimes it was hard for him, and I'd play it, and he'd like to watch me do it.
Oh yeah, you guys used to play.
He's a gamer because of mom and dad.
Yeah, we used to play. Me and Squid King used to play Lego Star Wars all the time together, and then you guys used to play Mario Galaxy all the time, and we used to play Mario 64. Me and Squid King used to play Mario 64, and it's just. I mean, we grew up like literally teaching the kids. I mean, we were the Nintendo generation, so we grew up with video games, Atari and Nintendo.
One of the most people that play games. I know that plays games all the time. Well, if given they don't have something else to do, and they used to when I was a kid too. My mother. Mama Sparkles loved the Zelda and used to play it. She'd say, we'd be at school.
Yeah.
She'd be like, yeah, I'd start playing it. And then I'd look at the clock and be like, oh crap, they're coming home in 5 minutes. My mom.
Animal Crossing.
Mama Sparkles.
She plays a lot of Animal Crossing. But
no,
no.
she has a lot of other stuff around it. I'm saying she doesn't do it all the time.
Right.
But I'm saying that's the whole idea that adults shouldn't play games or adults don't play. That's a lot. That's a load of crap.
I mean, my grandmother. Oh,
yeah, Graham used to play all the time.
My grandmother, back in the day, and she doesn't play games now. She doesn't want to bother hooking them up or whatever. But she used to play on Nintendo. She used to play Pac-Man and Tetris and Dr. Mario. And she played Super Mario Brothers a little bit. She didn't get very far in it, but it was too jumpy. But she played it and she enjoyed it. And she now, she used to actually be in charge of the communications department at the hospital. Like, she was in charge of making sure that the doctors were getting their phone call, all this stuff, and the telecom stuff and all that. And then she'd come home and decompress by playing Tetris and Dr. Mario. Right. And she was like in her 60s. But
how dare she? She's not allowed to.
How dare she? She was like 50s, 60s when that happened.
Right. So how dare she?
Yeah, and I don't think we would have got married if we weren't into the stuff we're into, all the geek stuff. We never would have.
I wouldn't have passed the test.
You wouldn't have passed the test. Yeah.
For those who don't watch our videos, he actually had a test.
I had a checklist, and she
actually quizzed me.
She did good.
He quizzed me. He did, and I got everyone correct. Anyway, I aced that test.
She did.
You know how you get with Kneon? You had to ace the test.
That's right. That's right. God, I was such a
You were such a dick. I love you, though.
Such a dick.
I remember you were like asking these questions. I'm like, is he quizzing me? I feel like I'm on a game show, you know? It's like, for the prize is me, you know?
Yeah, it wasn't very smart. It is amazing. It is amazing that we were actually together. I look back when I was younger, I'm like, oh my God, 20 years though.
Yeah, this year.
Yeah. So hey,
maybe 20 years this year.
And she lets me play games.
I do.
Touch all the buttons I want.
I even buy him the game.
She does.
I buy you a lot of things. I'm like, oh, you like that? I'll buy it for him. Does. Oh, he like that Transformer. I'll buy it for him.
She does. I don't buy my own stuff. She buys stuff for me. So.
And then when Vice is like, you know what he says? Oh, if you want it, go buy it.
I buy you stuff. Hey, Christmas was pretty good. I got you some pretty.
I know.
I buy you stuff. I'm not gonna tell you what you can't buy.
No.
All right. So anyway, I think we're gonna wrap this one up.
Yeah, play games. You want to play games?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
God, this is moral panic again. You know, we've seen it before.
Play games with your kids if you're worried about it.
There you go.
Or play them with your wife or husband if you're worried about it.
There you go. Yeah, let's go play some games.
Okay.
See you later.
Bye.